So you know Brian Frank?
No, actually, I just met Brian tonight, and I'm glad that Brian's come in here to join us.
He said you do this product already.
Yeah, actually, Indy, one of our radio hosts, is going to get us into. He's gotten us into the Rejuvenate plan, and we're going to test it. If we can, actually fund the station. Our biggest problem is all this work for free. We put a lot of hours into this, and this is really a full-time job, and we'd like to get it to a point where we don't have to rely on donors to keep this up and running. Now, it's not that we have to raise an astronomical amount of money. Our server fees for this thing are about $500 a month for our bandwidth. But we'd like to get it to a point where we don't have to ask anybody for anything. So we're going to give it a try. But that's not really the reason that I called.
Oh, okay. Well, what was the reason you called? You want to get me back fired up, don't you, about what's going on right now, huh?
Well, we have to. The thing is I've said this before. 3 things are going to happen in this, particular phase of this election. We're going to have, number one are going to be people that were just in it for this election, and they're going to quit. And we can't focus on that. Okay, we're going to have a group of people that are going to continue to do exactly what they've been doing, which is nothing. And we can't focus on that. Okay, and we're going to have the people that are going to stay in this and build from this momentum and continue this revolution to make the positive changes that we need to make in this country. That's what we need to focus on. We need to focus on the positive things that we can do now and not focus on the negative things that we either didn't accomplish or can't accomplish at this point in time.
Exactly, Dr. Steve. I would agree with you, and I would say that we need to take this announcement and make the most of it, because now we can get beyond. We could probably get beyond a lot of the resistance that we've had already, and weed out. We'll finally be rid of all the resistance. I mean, what use do they have to come around and knock us down anymore when it's futile, right? If in their eyes.
Well, no, and let me stop you there, Yubi, for a second, because it's not going to stop. As long as we continue to build momentum, the detractors are always going to be there.
But now they don't have to worry about us. They don't have to worry about Ron Paul being president. They can just let it all go for a little bit, don't you think? Or do you think we're still going to be attacked every day that we do?
Yeah, because Ubi, it's like this, and I could probably use an analogy that would probably make sense to a lot of people. It's anybody's ever watched the movie Star Wars, okay? I'm sure that probably everybody's seen that. Okay, towards the end, where Darth Vader was fighting with Obi-Wan Kenobi,
right?
And Obi-Wan said, "If you strike me down, I will become more powerful than you can possibly imagine." And he laid down his sword and allowed Darth Vader to strike him down. This is at the phase we're at right now. Okay, by Ron Paul he started this brush fire. Okay, and he's made this clear. This was not about him. This is about us. This is about the message. And we have to build from this momentum. Now, they may think that they've struck us down, but all they've done with all the shenanigans that have happened in these conventions, with the blatant disregard of their own bylaws and parliamentarian procedure, has done nothing but make us more powerful and will allow us to fight harder the next time around.
And it's also brought people to our side, hasn't it?
Well, see, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, please finish your comment.
I was asking for your feed on that.
What they've done is they have basically, shown their rear end. They've exposed themselves for what they really are, which is not for the voices of the people that are involved. They're in it for their own purpose. They're in it for the party. Okay, Ubi, I left my position in the Democratic Party because I chose country over party this time. I saw an opportunity, okay, that could absolutely make the changes that need to be made. Now, I don't know about any of you out there. I'm probably older than most of you out there. Probably not by much, but, I am older than most of you. The simple fact is this. I saw the greatest grassroots movement that I've ever seen in my lifetime. I saw people out in the rain, in 35 below zero weather, waving signs, people knocking on doors, people coming together to spread the message of freedom and liberty and our Constitution. That's what, basically motivated me to come and join this revolution. Now, I've had these same views for many, many years, and you can probably tell when you hear me speak. This isn't something that you just pick up in a couple of weeks. This is something that you have in you for a very, very long period of time. But I saw an opportunity to make the differences that need to be made in this country. And a lot of people ask me, Steve, why'd you stay in the Democratic Party? I've been called everything under the sun. You've seen it, Yubi.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been a word that I have not been called. But it's very, very simple. Ron Paul has basically put this in perspective. The freedom message brings us together. It doesn't divide us. But what is dividing us is our own opinions about what others should think, which is exactly what Ron Paul is against.
There you go.
We have to find some way to put aside our petty bickering about nonsense and come together to common goals to make effective changes. We cannot allow this diversity to destroy the movement, because great movements are destroyed from within. They're not destroyed by detractors. They're destroyed by ourselves. And that's what we have to get beyond. We have made leaps and bounds. Now, I've only been in this for 6 months. Most of you have been in this a lot longer than I have as far as the Ron Paul revolution. But we have made leaps and bounds this election year. We have to build from this. If we have to find people one at a time and bring them in and allow them to join us and build from this, that's what we're going to have to do. Now, my philosophy is simple. If we have to do this one precinct, one district, one county, one state at a time, that's what we'll do. But we must move forward to make the positive changes that need to be made to bring America back to its roots.
And we do that by being active and using our abilities to best change things on our local level the way we want them to. If we want things to change, we need to get up and do it ourselves.
That's right. We have to stop. I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
That's what you're talking about, and that's how we do it around here. That's how we succeed, is we get up and we do it ourselves. We don't wait for somebody else to tell us what to do.
That is correct. You see, you get it, okay? And more people are getting that every day. Our biggest problem that is allowed to happen, what's happened in America, is we are too lazy to do things for ourselves. We would rather have someone else do it for us. And this has allowed a very small group of people to take control of our lives.